It's the Ford Maverick. The not a truck for people that actually want an SUV, but with the bed on the back. Because you know what they say, either your truck is a tool or you are, but the Maverick proves both can be true at the same time. In all seriousness though, I have been using this thing for the past week and I freaking love it. This right here is the facelift version for 2025, so we're gonna tell you everything that's good about it and also that is worse. From the outside, I think that the Maverick is a fine looking truck. This is a Azure Gray metallic, and overall the look is pretty SUV because that's exactly what this is. This shares a platform with the Bronco Sport, but that isn't necessarily a bad thing for most of the buyers. Around the side, we have some black rims that I think look pretty good on this truck that are wrapped in 225 Pirelli Scorpions. Even though this is technically a compact truck, trucks that are compact are still over 5 meters long, so by pretty much any other standard, it is quite a big car. The keyless entry works great. Just open the door like that, press on top to lock it. Very nice. Around the back, we have our bed. You can open up your sodas with a little bottle opener right there. And the payload capacity of this is 1,500 pounds. In here, we have a 4.5-foot bed, so you can fit a full sheet of plywood if you ask Home Depot to cut it in half first. All that said, there's loads of mounting points back here. So if you do need to strap things down, you can pretty easily. We also have 120 volt on the side, 12 volt on both sides, and a little storage cubby. They also have what Ford calls their flex bed, so it's easy to put some shelves back here, and also these MA threaded holes can attach whatever you want to attach to them. Back here we also have our tow hitch, which is good for 2,000 pounds of towing, although if you get the tow package, it's good for up to 4,000 pounds. Our Maverick has the FX4 off-road package, so let's go and do some Ford Maverick certified outdoor activities. Jeez, could spend a whole Sunday in there. Once you're done your adventuring and get back in here, it's a great spot to be. Ford have done a lot of fun stuff with the plastics. We have our recycled ocean plastic here. The textures are all really nice, and the bits that you actually touch right here are so nice and soft. Like, this is one of the best feeling steering wheels I have ever felt. It's great. The seats are also great. We get the 8-way power with the XLT luxury package, and by dialing in the lumbar, I was able to make this exceptionally comfortable for long drives. The storage in here is also great. There's several spots that you can put your phone, multiple cup holders, some storage here, storage up here, bunch of storage in here. Oh, and sunglasses up here. Overall, I really appreciate that Ford has entirely avoided piano black in here, but there is one thing that has really irked me. The plastic molding over here by the door does not quite line up, and I keep on looking at it and it's just off by a tiny bit, and oh my god, how could you not line it up? It's like just 2 millimeters off. Get it right next time, guys. Hopping into the back seat, I have just enough room to sit behind myself. We also have 2 USB Type-Cs, 120 volt, and the Ford Fits 3D printing system, so you can 3D print yourself some cup holders, and I can't think of anything more useful than a couple of cup holders, but maybe you don't want those because there are also some cup holders right here. Under these seats, there's actually a decent bit of storage, and if you want to 3D print more stuff, you can put some dividers in right here. Also, if you want to hide some contraband, I would probably put that behind these seats right in here. Oh, the doors also have storage. Ah, perfect. For infotainment, we get a 13.2-inch screen that is much bigger for the facelift version, and also we have Ford's Sync 4. Now this has been the absolute best experience I have ever had connecting my phone. I went in here to the Bluetooth settings, searched for a phone, a notification popped up on my phone, I hit connect, and it did absolutely everything, including connecting to Android Auto wirelessly. Absolutely great. Also, it has run just quite well and very solidly for my entire time using it. Now, I don't love that they put all of the climate controls in here, but at least the bits that you actually need are easy to access, and also having the buttons and also the slide is a nice little touch. There's also a couple actual buttons, like you get a volume knob, next track, and also there's a hard button for putting the display in not displaying stuff mode, which I kind of appreciate. All right, let's go for a drive. Now, I have heard of a lot of people in the past that complained about dial shift knobs, and when I've used them, I haven't really been too concerned about it, but this one right here, man, this dial shift knob sucks. But that said, after you get it in gear, everything is pretty darn good. Let's have a launch. Here we have 238 horsepower, 275 foot-pounds of torque delivered by a 2-liter EcoBoost engine. Apparently we're able to get from 0 to 60 in 5.9 seconds. And if you have looked at the other Mavericks, that's actually less horsepower than they got in the past. 2024's EcoBoost got 250 horsepower, which is 12 more. That's because apparently they have a new gas filter on this engine, and that reduced the power output that Ford was able to get by a little bit. Now, if you go for the hybrid version of this, you only get 190 horsepower, but you do get much better fuel economy. That said though, with the facelifted version, you're also able to get all-wheel drive now with the hybrid, and you're only able to get all-wheel drive with the EcoBoost. As for the engine itself, it does seem pretty well matched for this truck. This thing's only 3,600 pounds, so we are able to get that pretty decent 0 to 60, and we're also able to get some pretty decent suspension. It's a little bit on the stiff side at lower speeds, but once you get above maybe 40, 50 kilometers an hour, it smooths out and is really nice, and you do need slightly harsher damping in order to be able to fit that 1,500 pounds in the back. As for the engine sounds, it is so cute. Listen to this. The recirculator valve sounds like you have a very tiny little bird in the engine of your car. It is so adorable. Enough about the engine sound though. How are the speakers? In here we have 6 speakers, and I think it sounds pretty freaking good. You don't have a whole lot of bass extension like you get if you had an actual subwoofer, but man, it sounds great. And there even is a driver mode that gets you some proper like phantom imaging out of this when you have it enabled. It's actually quite impressive. Now with the really high-end models of this, you can get an 8-speaker B&O sound system, which maybe you want, but at the same time, I don't think that this stock system is lacking in the slightest. Good job, Ford. One thing I do find is slightly lacking though are the driver assists. In the XL and the XLT, you just simply get cruise control, and cruise control was an option for a really long time. If you want to get adaptive cruise, you need to get one of the higher versions, and also you need to make sure that you get the correct package. Like for instance, on the XLT, we can get Ford's Co-Pilot 360, which gets you a whole bunch of features, but not adaptive cruise. For that, you need to make sure you get Ford Co-Pilot 360 2.0, and only 2.0 has adaptive cruise, not 1.0. I think it's very annoying, but also apparently, if you are good with tools and know your way around a truck, you can add it aftermarket onto one of these. It'll probably void your warranty, but I'm all about that. All right, we've got some corners. Let's chuck her in here. You know, it's pretty damn respectable given the size of this thing. Like 3,600 pounds is not too big, which helps it a lot compared to many other trucks and stuff like that. So the handling actually is pretty decent. What's only okay though is the transmission. In here we have an 8-speed automatic, and it kind of just does whatever it wants to does. When you're slowing down, sometimes it's a bit jarring, sometimes it's really smooth. When you're speeding up, sometimes it's right there and will downshift and take off. Other times you'll just kind of sit there like, hey, transmission, I want to go down a gear and go forward, and it'll be like, okay, now we can. That said, when the other option is a CVT with the hybrid system, I would probably be taking this one. Now, one funny thing about the transmission is that in the Lobo, they have what they call a 7-speed, but it's actually just this 8-speed, but they disabled second gear because apparently it's faster to just skip that when you're going through them. I also kind of feel like that I should have gotten the Low edition because that has paddle shifters and I would have been able to actually just tell it what to do instead of hoping it will figure out what I want it to do. For so many people, having the ability to easily throw stuff in the back is going to be awesome. Like, I've been doing a whole bunch of stuff that I'd normally do in my golf this week, and it has been so much easier, like taking a run to the dump, throwing tires back there, that sort of stuff. It has been so nice, but I don't feel like that I am sacrificing being able to drive around in quiet and comfort and even have a tiny bit of fun. This one right here comes in at $31,000 US, and I think for that, it is a pretty great deal, but the price of it has slowly been creeping up over the years, and also the floor of it has been substantially going up. One more thing I'd mention is that this one right here with the off-road package and also the tow package, and most of the packages come with an upgraded radiator, and as someone who has had a Ford overheat while going over the Coquihalla, I think that you want to get a package that has the bigger radiator. I think the Maverick is an excellent vehicle and it achieves its goal of being a compact and comfortable truck, and excellent job on it, Ford. Just like, excellent job for making it to the end of this video. If you liked it, please go down below and check out our Patreon. That is the main way for you to support us right now, besides just hitting like and getting subscribed. Thanks for watching and have a great old day. Before we cut though, bird noises. Oh, bird noises. Bird noises.